on in and join us.
We've got our poll, we've got feats of strength, we've got airing of grievances. Welcome to our Festivus episode.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why? Come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack. Cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to show you our Run-Amok syrup. This is Festivus infused with cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and vanilla.
Y'all, what better way to start your Festivus than with this on a big stack of pancakes? And what is our soap today?
We have Festivus today from Hoffman's Grooming. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all. Well, now that the 23rd of December is in our rearview mirrors, Hoffman's has renamed this soap to Evil Raisin from the sales page at Hoffman's Grooming.
It started when the California sun baked a little too long. The raisins, once smooth-voiced and mellow, grew wrinkled with ambition. They stopped singing soul and started whispering plans, sticky, dark plans.
At night, they rolled from their boxes, plotting a takeover of kitchens everywhere, clinging to counters and corrupting trail mix with their syrupy influence. Sweet once, yes, but now they were dried, determined, and became dangerously evil. Welcome to Evil Raisin. But for today, we are going back in time and celebrating this in its original incarnation as the Festivus. So for the rest of us, y'all, let's take it out of the box.
You just ordered one soap, right?
I did,
it's
and it feels a little
box.
heavy. I think Hoff might have snuck a couple of things in here for us. Oh, I have been wanting to try this. It's his deodorant.
Hey!
Y'all, his natural deodorant in the Festivus scent. Thank you, buddy. We will report back. And I did not buy the splash.
No
Hoff, did you
way.
throw this in for free? Thank you, buddy.
Oh my
sure
goodness.
did. Awesome. And there he is, George Costanza himself decorating the Festivus pole. I actually got to meet Jason Alexander
really?
once at the Hollywood Bowl the night I met Elaine. All right, y'all, well, come along with us. It's time for this most Festivus first impression. Now, as is the tradition on Festivus, we do have our Festivus poll. This is the Apex poll by Ellsworth. And as is the custom on Festivus, it is time for the airing of grievances. My grievance are holiday soaps that don't ship until 2 days before the holiday, so you don't get to smell like groundhog until after Groundhog Day.
If I had to pick a grievance, I think it would just be that there are more gals in the hobby than we give it credit for. So we have had a fruitcake for the holiday fun, but we haven't had this yet.
Right, clown fruitcake. Yeah, no, this is different. This is more rum raisin. And for fans of City Slickers, you'll know why I wanted to get this right away. All right, I'm going to take my
Please
first impression.
do.
Here we go. Let's take a look at the pour. Beautiful. Y'all, all right, here we go. Taking it in. Happy Festivus, y'all, for the rest of us. Oh, that's not what I was expecting at all? That's not what I was expecting at all? Well, hold on. When you walk up to a certain door and you think you know what it's going to look like, and all of a sudden even the door transforms like Marley's ghost. Hold on a second. Oh, y'all, this is visions of sugar plums dancing in my head. This is not just rum raisin. This is everything sweet and gourmand about Christmas. Well, Festivus. I'm getting plums. I'm getting rum. I'm getting crystallized sugar. I'm getting snow. I'm getting cold air. Y'all, as usual, the Hoffman gourmands are off the chart. Okay, wait, hold on.
I do like that the new name is Evil Raisin because I'm such an Evil Pumpkin fan. So
Right.
if that's the lane we're in.
Y'all, that's the lane we're in. And you wore Releve last night. Right?
Oh,
3,
yeah,
4,
yeah.
5. There are even shades of that in how it's doing the sweet, sugary part of this. Think Tutu by Greedy Gorguts. If you loved Railroad to Nowhere, if you loved Daydreams from Hoffman's Grooming, this is the trifecta along with those two. Absolutely fabulous. Hold on. It's sugars, it's musks, and then it's gourmands under that. So it stays in the lights. It stays heavenly. It feels like December, which is apropos because Festivus is on the 23rd. Oh, the rum is present, but it's the lightest part of this. It's just a little bit of a spicy, boozy heat under the surface that the rest of these gorgeous gourmands are dancing around on. And just trying to give you a lane as to those lights, it's almost where sugar would become floral. Y'all, that fabulous cotton candy hit right off the top makes me think of caroling in the winter where you can see your breath and you're all bundled up singing Festivus carols. And y'all, the raisin is a cartoon raisin. It is a perfumer's raisin. If you were thinking this was going to be the muddled inside of a dried grape, well, I got news for you. This is not that.
Like it's been a cooked raisin? Like something's happened to the raisin?
No. It's almost like the mind of a whimsical perfumer has drawn a raisin and then used a magic wand to go poof and somehow made it real and smellable. It's a Wonka raisin, all right?
There you go.
It's a snozberry. Well, and I loved that you referenced fruitcake at the beginning because I was a little scared this would be a little bit like that Christmas perennial favorite of which there's only one and people pass it around the country until December 25th. No, nothing heavy, nothing fruity. In this, funny enough, the raisin does not read fruity. It reads spicy. It reads boozy. It reads evil. I bet it's got some grievances to air. I bet. I was a perfectly good Concord grape, and then they left me over there in the sun for no reason for like 4 days, and now I look like the love child of Danny DeVito and B. Arthur. But it smells fabulous.
I do wonder if we had the evil raisin like image on it, if our brains would have followed this differently as we take a first whiff. Like we are persuaded a lot by the imagery, so I'm just curious.
100%. That is a great point. In fact, I was just talking to Doug and Barry about that very thing, about the power of suggestion in soaps. And I think when I do see this as Festivus, I do read it as like a Christmas Eve party.
Okay.
But the evil raisin does have it take a nice, interesting little turn.
I mean, I am one to use evil pumpkin all year randomly. Like, I'll reach for it. So I can totally see how that would or may not persuade you.
And you know how evil pumpkin kind of smells like the party they're having on It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown? You've got those beautiful autumnal spices and all that going on. This is the same kind of idea, that same kind of holiday party, but it's got way more of like a spring kind of vibe to it, so it's kind of the bookends to Evil Pumpkin in that sense, where that's the autumnal Halloween party. This is the spring one. They should have a holiday in the spring where we all get dressed up and go knock on each other's doors. A Halloween for the rest of us.
Right.
That's what I want. When Val and Jess lived here, I used to sit down in their front yard for all the trick-or-treaters, and they would give out large bottles of beer to the grown-ups they knew. And she dressed like Captain Morgan.
Perfect.
That was the place to be on Halloween. And the reason I love it's a perfumer's raisin because my nose has to kind of figure out what it is. It's not like a realistic raisin sitting there. It's like musks. It's like sugars. It's like the meat of the raisin itself, all put together with a slightly different accord. This is a fun scent to explore.
We've had ones that have fig in it or something like that, like a different dried fruit, but I don't know if we've had one that specifically kind of lists raisin as itself.
Fig, plum, those kind of things. That lane, but this is way prettier.
Okay.
Way prettier to where my brain didn't even go there.
Yeah, some scent notes will just say dried fruit, and I'm like, but which one? So I kind of am excited to get to know it here.
Even, I know this is going to be a little weird, but even the doughy sweetness that you find inside of Play-Doh that just lights up your imagination, takes you back to childhood. Y'all, this is doing amazing stuff. I'm going to put my Festivus pole a little closer to me. And 180 degrees from what I thought it was going to smell like, which is why I'm excited for you to take this in, see what you get.
I'm selfishly kind of glad that we did get this label, but I'm also glad that it's sticking around a little bit longer because we probably are going to want to get a little more whiffs of this bad boy.
We just watched the Seinfeld episode as reconnaissance, and now we want bagels. Or to take a schwitz. The soap is spinning, y'all. It's spinning.
I don't know why my brain does that, but like on this side, I get more of the raisininess. On this side, I just enjoy the ride. That's all. I totally get why you said everything you did, and I'm trying to figure out how to put this into words that make sense because you're correct. But this is the most luxurious side to a raisin I didn't know we needed. Right. I gotta say, the booziness almost just adds a spicy amber quality to this.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if I would know right away that this is rum raisin. I would know that there's spices. I would know that there's like a deep syrupy kind of a thing, almost like a date syrup.
Yeah.
Like I know you can buy that. It's not quite molasses. There's something is keeping a little fruitiness, but it's barely noticeable what fruit it is.
It's a bougie raisin. Bougie.
It's less cinnamony than evil pumpkin. I know I was kind of putting evil raisin, evil pumpkin together, but it doesn't have that spice to it. It's something deeper, a little herbier somehow. Maybe that's where the brandy kind of side's coming through. So it's kind of got like a dark peppery kind of thing going on. But I am enjoying getting to know how the raisin is done in here. If you don't like eating raisins, I still feel like you're going to enjoy how this smells.
Right. Yeah, not an actual raisin, a perfumer's raisin for me. How do you get it?
No, I would agree. I mean, I had raisins in my yogurt this morning, so I am around them enough that I feel like I should know. You're right, it's not a real raisin. There's something about it that isn't as candied as it kind of comes in its dried form. There's something turned up where it almost could approach like a deep, dark, violety floral kind of thing for me.
Yes, I got that too. Almost the floral from Releve kind of a thing.
I know you mentioned Play-Doh-ish, but I'm kind of getting like a pancake kind of thing. It's kind of on that line, a little doughy. Yeah, I feel like these would be great friends here. But somehow, if I smelled this on somebody, I don't know if my brain would get gourmandy right away. I think I'd almost getting like a nuttiness to it, like an almondy kind of thing or something. Like I think if I just smelled it out in the wild, I don't know if I'd get right away that it's technically like a rum raisin kind of cake action.
I get like sugary musks.
Yep.
I see like white candy clouds, like the outside of the Wonka factory would smell like when the tinker is telling you that poem.
It's not the fake sugared candiedness.
No,
it's like something real about it.
Very real.
Yeah, because I don't get like I want to take a bite out of it, but I do get what you're saying is like it's in the air. It's around.
Right. Perfuming hobbyists, it's ethyl and it's fabulous.
That doughiness is kind of brilliant. I think the only thing we've had close to this is something that had a little bit of a donut kind of air to it. Not glazed, but like the dough of the donut.
Fantasy Donut
there you
by
go.
Talent Soap Factory. Of course. I was shocked by the yeastiness in that. And that's got that going on.
At first, I thought it was part of the base of the soap itself, but the more I dive into it, it's there intentionally. It's part of the whiff. But I'm glad it's called Evil Raisin now. It should stay around. I don't think it needs to just be a holiday scent. There's something about this that has that cozy spice kind of calm that just hits you when you do get something close to a gourmandy without going fully there. At least that's the part of my soul that this is speaking to.
Am I crazy for thinking this is a spring fruity scent?
No, but it's an evening. There's something dark and deep about it. Like it's almost like a nightcap or something. Like there's something about the nighttime vibes that I'm getting.
Ooh, could this be a nice drink in your hand?
I know. I almost want it to be. I don't think it is, but my brain is putting it in that category.
No, it's way more of a baked thing for me, but with a giant layer of like crystallized or spun sugar on top somehow.
But it's not making me go like childlike nostalgia. It's something adulty in there, so I think it's the boozy that's kind of laced in.
Yeah, and the musks. Yeah. A lot of that sweetness, a lot of that cottoniness is from musks in there, and they're beautiful.
It almost, I think the muskiness adds a little bit more of that masculine vibe. I mean, there's obviously a dude on the label itself, so somehow that's kind of weaved in there, but it's not in your face. Like, I would totally use this still.
I don't know if Elaine would technically classify George as a dude. Remember the first time your mom gave you a golden raisin and you were like, what's that?
I know a lot of people don't like dried fruit. Like, there's something about the texture that turns people off. But I think having it cooked in an actual rum raisin cake portion, somehow some people can get through that.
Ants on a log. Somebody should do ants on a log.
There you go. We do have banana peanut butter bread.
I was going to say, wait a minute. If you go get peanut butter banana from PAA and mix it with this that's ants on a log mashup. You're welcome.
Throw in a little apple. You can have a little. It's
when you said apple, my nose went, hold on a second. Do you smell a little bit? Wait, no, I'm not kidding. Wait. Do you smell a little bit of apple in that?
There's something a little bright and crispy.
Think Red Hollow from Hoffman's.
I'm not as candied as that.
It's that. Hoff will straight up tell us we're wrong.
It's true.
About stuff. So, read the comments.
But he does know his gourmandy.
Oh, my God.
So I'm going to trust the man.
Best in the business.
Whatever's in there, it's working.
There's a tiny little tartness in this at the very end that speaks to the raisin a little bit, and it's lovely. Y'all, why don't you come along with us? We're going to take another look at these scent notes and build you Hoffman's lather. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at hoffmansgrooming.com. I'm seeing some answers to some riddles in here. We start with scent notes of rum and raisin, but they're separate. So it's not the rum raisin ice cream that you're thinking of from City Slickers.
Yep. And then we have caramel and maple and vanilla.
Yo, that's what's doing it, is the maple. That's the magic in here because it's not exactly the maple from this. Again, it's a perfumer's maple, and it's being allowed to be the maple and not the sweet because the caramel is kicking in to be the sweet part of the maple, and then the vanilla is just a big old stage that they're dancing on. Gorgeous.
I think within the rum and the maple, there's some sort of spices that are coming through. They're not the normal holiday spices, but they're thoroughly enjoyable how they're interweaving together here.
Not a crazy far walk from Red Hollow, and y'all, that one we got phone calls about until we bought it. That one is amazing.
To me, that's more candied. There's something in that one that's a little more childlike to me.
Right.
This one has a little bit, I think it's the rum that's kind of turning things up just a little, not in a bad way, but it's still in the lane for me for Evil Pumpkin, where I would reach for that one with the deep, darker spices. I'd reach for this one, I think more springtime, like what you're talking about. But it's not evil. It still smells wonderful.
Mischievous at best, at most. This is my new Hanson shaving brush, y'all. It's got an aluminum base on it. The weight is fabulous, and we think it's a pure bliss knot, although Hanson was not able to confirm that. Our bougie sticks from Amazon. Just that much soap goes into the bowl.
Oh, the gourmand hound woke up.
Captain's Choice Aquamarine Bowl. Isn't this beautiful? Y'all, check out the prices on these bowls. They need to be charging twice as much. Grab them now while you can. Copper, they hold the heat. They're handmade. There's videos of them making them. They're amazing.
And none of them are alike. They all have a different personal touch.
Yeah, they're all subtly different. All right, a little bit of bougie water. And yes, Jerry Plessy, we did just wash this out. All right, y'all, and I'm just going to wet the soap with that water and then come at it with a dry brush. That water is going to mix with the soap on its surface and help transfer it up onto the bristles. I don't want to build a lather yet. I just want to move the soap in between the bristles of my brush.
I just have to say the scent is changing immediately.
Y'all, I need to be alone with this for a minute.
Everything just turned up. That
crap.
color of the raisin itself somehow jumped out of the bowl.
Right. About every 30 seconds, turn your brush. Give those bristles a new orientation to grab the soap with. That is a Barbershop Duet exclusive tip. And then I'm going to grab the rest of the water, let the bristles soak it up, because now those bristles are loaded with soap. So look, now the lather doesn't overflow the bowl. It just starts making itself from the ground up like a phoenix. It's just as good, and it got twice as interesting in the lather. The notes like came apart, and then they're coming back together in slightly new ways. And y'all, look at this lather. Are you kidding me? And if you would like to make a donation to the Human Fund, please call No Elaine. All right, y'all, this is something you will only find here on the Barbershop Duet. This is the How Rummy Is Your Raisin with on 3, 1, 2. That is a world of difference there. I mean, this is beautiful. This is wonderful, but this has got magic in it, y'all.
And somehow it like became alive. I don't know if that makes sense, but it almost has more movement and more breath to it.
And y'all, if you are a member of the Hoffman's Grooming page on Facebook, you'll know that the Hoff himself does lives and shaves all the time. And while we love watching him do his shaving, we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. But we thought you might like to see what that lather looks like when it coats and covers my face, y'all. I've said this from the beginning. When I have a new razor or blade and I need to test it out, I will often grab my Hoffman soaps because that lather is so trusty and wonderful. Y'all, I am actually having to fight the urge to eat the soap. That's how good this is. Try that one. Look how it coats. You can see the ridges that the bristles in the brush make in the lather.
There's something about that caramel meeting the vanilla that still almost creates a doughiness for me somehow.
Right, the maple, you can almost taste the waffles. All right, y'all, well, come along with us. It's time for the Festivus Feats of Strength, and we might have to put on that deodorant first. All right, y'all, it is time for the Festivus Feats of Strength. Place your bets. Ow! And Hoff, I don't think I've ever been more excited to have gotten a surprise splash in the box, because now that I've smelled the soap, I want to bathe in this stuff. All right, here we go. Taking it in. A little something there.
She might want some too, not for
something
you.
There. She can take the drippings. All right, here we go. Oh, crisp and fruity without being apple, sugary. The raisins there, the rum.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
And then it dries down and it becomes that almost like a candied sugar kind of side of the caramel.
Y'all, if Red Hollow blows your skirt up, this will do it in exactly the same way with a much different scent profile.
If you enjoy caramel apples, but if you swap out the apple and put it a little bit more into a raisiny lane, I think that could help you out. Like this may be in a Sarah EDP lane. Like it just approaches being sweet, but still pretty with some spices in there.
And here's the cool thing. Because it's not a dessert or a fruit that your brain is going to recognize, when you sit next to someone at the theater wearing this, they only take you in as a big old beautiful sweet personality, not like an actual dessert.
I don't know how it can be as luxurious as it is without my brain thinking, is this a Bath and Body Works scent? Like I know how we're saying it, but it's not that type of a scent.
Well, and Bath and Body Works makes some absolutely iconic scents. Dua dupes them all the time, but you're right. This is like a Bath and Body Works scent that's been bougied up by a much better perfumer.
Yeah, something about the quality of what's in here makes it seem real. Where that to me sometimes make it seems a little too turned up or too candied. This is like, I almost do want to try to figure out how to take a bite of whatever this is.
And y'all, this is the natural deodorant from Hoffman's. We have been eyeing this since the beginning of our journey. Let's see, is it antiperspirant and deodorant or is it natural deodorant?
Natural deodorant, aluminum free, and no stains.
I prefer the deodorant, not the antiperspirant. It does weird things to me and my clothes. All right, let's take a little whiff here. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
I would totally use this as a deodorant. Yeah, it doesn't get too sweet.
Let's see, y'all. Let's see how this goes on. Oh, cool. Clear. Wow, love it.
No stains, it's it.
Nice. A little crisper.
Yeah, a little brighter. Like this has a little more of a daytime thing kind of turned up somehow, which I'm enjoying.
And y'all, a look behind the scenes. I actually use pumpkin deodorant from Old Spice. It smells just like North meets East from PAA.
So we are not opposed to gourmandy scents in our deodorants in this household.
Our pits smell delicious. So it's pretty easy, y'all. Just be Mr. Costanza, distracted by tinsel, needing a holiday that's not so commercial as everything going on at the end of December. Well, you're going to crawl into the crawl space and find your aluminum pole. You're going to air some grievances, and just about the time Kramer arrives for some feats of strength, you are going to get your own. So head over to hoffmansgrooming.com where you'll find this and a ton of other stuff I want right now. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Festivus, a shaving soap for the rest of us, also now known as Evil Raisin. And y'all, for me, this is the heart of Blue Sugar, the Aquilina cologne that's also in Daydreams from Hoffman that then branches out into something raisinous and almost that beautiful prune note that I find in Tom Ford's Tobacco Oud. Are you kidding? I think this was an underrated scent that flew under the radar a little too far because it is exceptional. And in one of my favorite bases in the wet shaving world, I say this all the time, but if I've got a new razor or a new blade I want to try out, I will very often reach for the Hoffman soap corner of our cabinet because they are trusty. They work fabulously. They set up instantly, and they've been a good friend from the beginning. Thank you, Hoff, for this. We will be back for some road trip fun soon. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our March giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $20 to 345 Soap.
You can put it toward a subscription, and all you have to do to be eligible is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first April episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Hoffs does great dupes. He does great originals, and y'all, his gourmands are off the chain. I don't know what it is about them, but they are equal parts wanting to put them in my mouth and wanting to put them on my face for everybody else to enjoy.
There's such a wide variety in his scents too, which are fun, because from the very beginning of our show, I think we're always surprised with what we think we have in mind, and then when you finally get your noses on something from Hoff, it's a fun journey.
You know what I kind of like best too? Seinfeld is now kind of an older show.
Yeah.
Only kind of people our age are even going to know really what the Festivus joke is all about. But it's kind of a way for us to go back and relive some of our favorite memories of seeing these episodes for the first time, and even being in a community where the shaves of the day who post this are going to be your brothers and sisters who grew up in the same era, laughing at the same stuff on TV as you did. And Hoff, thank you for keeping these more and more ancient memories alive for this shaving community.
And thank you so much for including the deodorant and the splash in it. We are so grateful.
Free to review. These are going to be fun.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell more Festivus just watching this.